So, did anybody else kind of tear up a little bit around the ending? Or is it just me? So, hello and welcome to the King's Court. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on this video. And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how you doing? Man, 20 episodes. Dang. It's crazy to think about Daima's already over because it still feels just like yesterday. I remember the trailer dropped and everyone was already quick to write the series off. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still am hoping one day we might see the Moro arc animated, but I was always saying just give Daima a chance. It could be good, and it slaps. I don't think anyone who's actually sat down and watched it is gonna argue it. Daima has just been peaked this entire time. So, also, not only has Daima ended, but it's officially the 1 year anniversary since the legend himself, Akira Toriyama, passed away. Man, I remember, I think it was a year ago, yeah, my first Dragon Ball video I've ever done here on the channel because I was actually a little nervous to start because I really wanted to start doing Dragon Ball videos, but I was actually nervous and I was actually almost tempted, like, honestly, not, like, I was almost willing to let it go. Like, I was like, ah, man, we do, video games and cards. I'm like, would it be weird if I started doing Dragon Ball videos? But when the legend himself passed, I just had to talk about it. And man, ever since then, just glad I did that video because it's just hard to believe. Because here, I guess consider this a like I've been doing an episode review and all that and recap, but it's gonna be hard not to talk about this episode and not talk about the fact it's been years since he passed. But I'll save that for around the end. So if you like this video and you want to see more Dragon Ball videos, because I want to keep doing, like, even though Daima's over and there's no, like, anything yet, even though the one shot from the manga just came out, if you want, I could talk about that. Um, I still want to do Dragon Ball content here on the channel. Like, honestly, it's pretty much become a staple, just like the other, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. So, if you want to see any more, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and let's keep this going. So, the episode starts off where the last episode ended. Obviously, Goku going Super Saiyan 4. It's crazy. Apparently, this form is officially going to be called Super Saiyan 4. And first off, you got to see the episode because there wasn't that much dialogue. It was pretty much all fists, but it was crazy. But the most hilarious thing, Majin Ku was the MVP, just like how everyone called Android 17 at the end of the Tournament of Power the MVP. Ku was the MVP because he's the one while Goku was fighting Goma, which for the record, that fight was crazy. Seeing full powered, I can just say it now, Super Saiyan 4 just go off and just wreck Goma. It was just so cool. This officially just tears it. Super Saiyan 4, I can finally say it since, now that it's canon, is my favorite form in all of Dragon Ball. I love it. And you know what? I love this new version. I'm a Donkey Kong fan too. Like I'm a Donkey Kong main in Smash Bros. Of course, I like the kind of like ape aesthetic. So they knock out the third eye, and Goma shrinks right away. It kind of reminded me of that really old episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob's going into people's dreams and he goes into Plankton's, and then Plankton just shrinks down. And then you even see not Goma, Glorio stomp on the third eye. It was actually really funny. But yeah, now Ku is officially the new Supreme Demon King. You know what? I'm good for him. I'm glad. He was willing to let, like, not get any credit for helping Majin Buu beat the Tamagami, even though he's the one who do the math question. He was okay with that and not being in the center of the spotlight, but the dude shows he could actually be the right kind of person to be a king. He's going to basically establish a new hierarchy and try to improve the demon realm to make it a place that people want to be. So, man, when are we gonna see Majin Buu and do in Sparking Zero? Hopefully, right? So that's pretty much where it ends. We also, during the ending credits scene, we see all the other characters who were shrunk down at the beginning of Daima, like Roshi and everybody, all of them go back to their original form. So that was really cool to see. I was kind of hoping maybe we might see them again, like like I don't know, have like their own episode, because it would have been hilarious. The idea of Roshi in his kid form going to, like, I don't know, pick up women or something, like go to a club or something, and then out of nowhere he transforms back into an old man. I don't know. I was really hoping for something like that, but I thought it was still good. But the ending really got to me, because when Goku and them are basically getting ready to leave the demon realm, yeah, Goku confirms it's called Super Saiyan 4. And I think they also were kind of making fun of the craziness, like the form names, because Goku, apparently though, Goku had this form the whole time. Apparently, ever since the fight with Majin Buu, he's been working on it, and that's just crazy to think about. But he even kind of roasted Vegeta, saying that he goes Super Saiyan 3 now. But Vegeta called it Ultra Vegeta 1. I'm like, okay, they're definitely kind of just messing with the whole names with Dragon Ball forms, because man, that was actually really funny. And yeah, it just seems them leaving the demon realm. I remember a lot of people making like fan theories that Neva was gonna wipe out their memory, and from a storytelling perspective, that made sense, but they didn't go with that. Nothing happened with Neva. They did make one last stop at the very end of the credits. They show them going back to that one what's it called? I guess you could call it a or that store where Goku got those revival bugs because they're out of sensu, so they needed some more. Of course, one of the apparently those bugs can help rejuvenate skin, and we all know what super rich lady in Dragon Ball bought out their whole stock. Okay, that was pretty funny. But we found out something interesting. This store is where the third demon eye comes from. Man, and there's two more. Oh boy, man. I know I've been seeing some people, like, on Twitter, even though that's just a cesspool in its own, that some people were kind of mad. I thought it was funny. I don't know. Daima has just been that old school Toriyama Dragon Ball style of comedy. I thought it was funny personally. And that's where it ends. Yeah, man. It does kind of suck we didn't get a fusion, but I still think just anyone who grew up loving Super Saiyan 4 who's always wanted to be canonized, especially with all the other things in Super that became canon, like Broly especially, has been wanting this, and I'm just really happy to finally see Super Saiyan 4. And it's a really crazy thing about that. This is the last thing that Toriyama worked on before he passed. Still crazy to think about, because Dragon Ball has been such a huge. That's pretty much the end of the episode. I thought it was great, honestly. Daima, has just been, peak this entire time. So, but this last part of the video, I just want to talk a little bit about, I guess, giving away, in a way, also give like a little update on what I'm going to do. Like, now, because I've been trying to keep up with doing Daima reviews every episode, like, after it airs. And I mostly stuck to that schedule, but really quick, I guess I'll give like a small update on what I have planned. Um, like I said, I want to still keep doing Dragon Ball videos, and I have ideas of what I could do. And I even want to do like some gaming ones too. Like, I'd love, man, I gotta talk to Michael and everyone about that, but I gotta try hooking it up, like trying to hook up an emulator or something. I definitely want to play like Sparking Zero and play like all the Budokai games, Legend of Goku games. I just want to keep Dragon Ball in the content because I've never hidden it before. It's my favorite series. It's growing up, my biggest obsessions were Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball, by a large margin, pretty much beats everything for me. And that's why, honestly, it's this crazy thing about it's been a year since the Legend passed, because here's the thing. I've said before in the video I made a long time ago, which is pretty much my first Dragon Ball video, which was like my memorial to Toriyama, that I'm not usually the kind of person that feels super sad when someone I don't know passes, like, celebrity and all that. But there's only ever been two people that I didn't know whatsoever who passed away, and I actually shed tears. Toriyama and Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! And man, it's still just crazy to think about. that this is the last thing he worked on, not just Dragon Ball, but in general. So I'm really hoping that I'm hearing some people wonder, is this could this be like the end or something? Like, could they finally be finally like putting Dragon Ball to sleep for a little while? Because that happened for a while after GT ended, and we didn't see anything Dragon Ball like anime or anything like that. We still had video games, obviously, but there's always video games. But there wasn't like a new main big anime thing or manga at all from Toriyama, especially since the end of GT all the way back in the '90s. So, and it didn't come back till Battle of the Gods in the 2010s. So, man, I was in college. I think when that happened, I remember. I think I lost my voice just going crazy, screaming the excitement of a new Dragon Ball movie. So basically, long story short, Daima has just, like I said, been peak, and I'm really glad I managed to watch this entire thing because I'm definitely gonna probably watch the dub now when it's over, and I want to still do Dragon Ball videos. So if you have any ideas, like I'm thinking like top tens, power. Shoot, I might even go back to try doing power scaling again. Why not? Maybe not. That's like a total big rabbit hole. You know, I want to keep Dragon Ball a mainstay in the channel. So if you want to see any of those and you have any ideas, let me know in the comments what would be some of the kind of videos you want to see. And if you look forward to that, like the video and comment so I know there's interest. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and thank you so much for watching. And honestly, just thank you, Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace. Dragon Ball, you, Dr. Slump, Sans, never be forgotten.